Welcome to another episode of Exploring the Vintage NFT Space podcast with Zero G. Today I have with me guest Kane Mayfield. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, well, something a little bit different. I thought we'd talk about fakes and fake rares and I don't know, kind of the current scene and counterparty. But before we jump into that, why don't you tell me about your how you got involved in crypto and what motivated you to make your first purchase?
Um, I'm a sham. I'm a big fucking fraud because I'm the man. I was interested in this space truly, but even without Skrilla and the NFT stuff, Wall Street bets. I was an 18-year-old stockbroker, so this space doesn't jive with my understanding. Everything I knew about fire was taught to me by a bale of hay, if that makes, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't kill a god. Like, you're a person. You can't affect change on a deity. Similarly, you're a regular retail investor. The fuck are you going to do to a hedge fund? Nothing, except get flattened. You get out of the way of the hedge fund. That's what you do. That's what I do. That's definitely what you do. And I watched them cut a god. And I watched the other gods have to come pull that motherfucker. It's like watching ants eat an elephant. Like
Yeah.
watching a pile of ants attack an elephant, and they took half his foot off. And the other elephant, hey, stop. And they had to pull that fucking elephant away because them ants were going to devour him. And I said, yo, they cut him. Who are these people? And it's like just a bunch of fucking guys on Reddit who like crypto. And I'm like, hey, I think I know somebody's into that. And I'd heard about Bitcoin since like 2010, 11, like Silk Road days. And everyone who I knew who was involved with it was a drug dealer. So I wanted enough. I was like, I thought the way my cousin described it was people were paying him in computer parts. That's the way it sounded to me. So I was like, you're mining computer parts and you're selling them? All right, bro, whatever. There's coins in the computer. So you melt down what's in the computer, you make coins out of it. Seems silly and extra, but whatever. If you're happy, I'm not mad at you. But do I want to involve myself in whatever things about to definitely send you to jail? No, not at all. I have no interest in anything illegitimate. And Skrilla will tell you, whenever he called me and I was living in Mexico, he would bring it up. I get off the phone. I don't know if he was trying to entrap me. I don't know what he was doing. So I was just like, oh, he's like, yeah, man, good to talk to you. So about this Bitcoin, I'm like, hey, man, good to talk to you. I got to go. Woohoo, click up. So I get off the phone with him. It wasn't until I went looking for a song that he and I did together back years ago. And I couldn't find it. It wasn't on SoundCloud anymore. It was gone. And I looked the internet, couldn't find it, checked Bandcamp, a few other places, couldn't find it. And I called him. I said, yo, where's this song? And he said, oh, yeah. The way it sounded then, he put the song inside a painting. So I thought it was like a big version of a birthday card that kind of opens and plays music. And I was like, that's a silly thing to do with a rap song. Can I have it? He's like, no, because it's in a painting. Okay. You making money? Oh, yeah. Can I have some of that? No. All right, this is all confusing. Just send me a copy. Just send me a copy of the song. I just want to listen to it. I don't give a fuck about none of that paint shit. But I eventually tried, and I had to learn crypto kind of all at once. And the Wall Street bets push was still in me. And I liked what I knew about the rationale behind it. Because working with money, I understand its inherent unfairness. Even as a stockbroker, I couldn't help my friends. Like, you don't have enough money for me to make you money. It's like, I can't. What do you got? 20 grand? What the fuck am I gonna do with 20 grand? Nowadays, everyone's like a retail trader and they're all doing this Robinhood shit. Like, it's blasphemy to me. I'm the descendant of like 90 stockbrokers. I don't believe in E-traders and Schwabers, man. I don't like that because your risk tolerance is all fucking crazy. guys betting their ass and losing their ass playing casino in their house is like crazy to me because the system is rigged against you. Crypto, to me, represented that world without the fuckery. With the fact that they could halt trading on you buying but not you selling is fucking nuts. You can't do that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? It's like once you pulled back that curtain, it's ugly, you know?
and they're fucked now, you know. Like they're super. The investment world is super duper fucked. They have to legalize the shit they're doing
Oh, they've been
because they
doing
can't go back to playing regular baseball. They're all on juice.
it's
They
this
can't
is
play the game straight.
the markets have been cooked for as far back as you can look. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I one of the famous examples was with the Hunt brothers, where the story is that they were quote unquote cornering the market and of silver, and really the story is that they were just acquiring a bunch of silver. They weren't cornering it; they were just taking delivery of it. But the metals exchange is just so corrupt that they had these banks that had positions that were short silver, and so the banks were getting in trouble. So they changed the rules to bail out their like who sits on the board of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange at LBMA. It's
Mm-hmm.
bankers that are part of these like it's all one big club. So of course they change the rules. They liquidate the Hunt brothers. They take them down for a massive amount of money because like they same thing made it a sell only market. What you know like
If I catch you bluffing with virtual shares, I kill you.
yeah
That's wait a minute. I caught you. Your gun is empty. You have no more bullets. You are representing another magazine. I know you have no bullets. I chose to duel you. The SEC can't hand you a fucking gun. What the fuck kind of duel is this? You're supposed to be the sheriff. And that's the part that I get mad at. And when I tell people like the Robin Hood thing
mhm.
was the worst thing I'd ever seen. I've seen Clarion Fund. I've seen like I can whenever you I can tell you I've seen wild shit up close. Like I was a registered representative up front, right? I've seen ill shit up front.
Yeah.
I've seen UTs, unauthorized trades. I've seen all kinds of shit, right? That was the worst thing. Fuck what I've seen that I've ever heard of. You can't do that. If you are counting cards, which is not illegal, and the casino is hip to it, they can come over, and when the hand is dead, when the action stops, they can say, "Excuse me, Zero G, we don't really appreciate the way you gamble. So here are your options. You can gamble in this very unsmart way that would make us happy, or you can politely, go fuck yourself and take your business elsewhere. We decline your action." They can do that. But they can't catch the dice midair and slam them down and go, "Snake eyes, you lose." They can't do the fuck out of casino is Beirut. You can't do that shit. That's crazy. So that's what they did. And to me, Bitcoin represented the ultimate, once I understood what it represented the ultimate fuck you to a system that I didn't have to learn about. I lived inside of it. I was a tool of it. I was a product of it. I'm from the hip hop generation and I have a nice hat and I wear cool jackets and chains and shit, but I was very much a Wall Street kid. So, I am what I am. I know that world. I don't fuck about people. Fuck people. Profit. That's fine. That's okay. They're honest about it. They're not pretending to cosplay philanthropists during the day. So when I understood what Bitcoin was and what it could do, I said, yeah, this is a place that I fuck with. And this was in the end of 20, beginning of 21.
Okay.
So I stepped into this space then. I made my first stuff in 21 and like I met my first people, but all of it is because of Skrilla. Like I'm very much Skrilla's little, like the Robin to his Batman in at least here. Cause If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been here.
No, that's interesting. It's funny that like that puts it another way. Like I came from a hard money background, and from back in the day, that's how I know about like the Hunt brothers story and
Wait, you come from hard money?
yeah, yeah.
And you're judging me for timeshare. You son of a bitch. You're a fucking pot. Y'all niggas is mud. Listen to me. I sold timeshare, subprime, like option arms with 4 points on the back. I sold crazy PPOs and private placements. Do you know what you got to do for me to go? You do what to people? That's barbaric. You fuckers are awesome. Yeah, fucking high five, pow. You do it through the internet. You sons of bitch. You take somebody's grandma to the woodshed. I like it.
What's interesting is so what you're talking about with the Robin Hood and the Wall Street Bets deal when that blew up, what you're talking about is like a mass awakening to the corruption that's been going on in this system behind the scenes that people haven't been exposed, like aren't aware of, like the libertarian slash hard money crowd. They've known that the system's been rigged for years, and we finally have had evidence after the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. They were able to get documentation proving that the central banks, in coordination with bullion banks and these mega banks, were breaking all of the laws in terms of trading. They were all the crazy shit that you're talking about, like naked shorting and all this other stuff. They were breaking the law and at behest of the central banks in order to manipulate these precious metal markets because it was a threat to the dollar. That's what's so exciting about crypto, is that it's a lot harder to it's much more transparent. It's harder for them to play the same games that they did with gold and silver in order to play their banker games.
Well, take it back to the Glass-Steagall era. You're talking about milking, right?
I'm going back to the 60s is when we have proof, but it goes further back than that. But we have.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, once you split from once off the gold standard, shit starts to get wonky.
Yeah,
but just how a normal person interacts with the financial system.
Yeah.
Your 401k was a cash grab.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
IRAs were a cash grab. How do we get regular schmucks to put a portion of their $50 from everybody is a lot. Let's get a little bit from everybody and we can prop this thing up. And when a regular person's like, hey man, the economy. Mm-hmm. And I go, what does that mean to you? I don't know. Can you afford milk? Oh yeah. You afford eggs? Yeah. Gas? Yeah. Work good? Yeah. And your economy's fine. Them motherfuckers over there playing slalom, don't worry about them. They're fucking around. And they're fine too. A lot of their money fake. Your money's real. Don't put your money over there, because when they lose, they can just say practice roll. You can't. And that's the part that fucks with it, because I like the fact that there's no halting Bitcoin. I like the fact that there's no any of that. I didn't understand when people were like trading crypto at first. Like in my world, where's your hedge? Where's your puts? Where's your options? How do you straddle? Where's my tools? Like Dennis Reynolds in the back of I need my tools and my duct tape and my zip ties. Where's my tools? I need my stuff to prevent my losses. But they have all that. They have bots. They have all kinds of shit to do it for you here. So I like that side of the world, although I do not invest. That's another thing that most people don't know about me. I don't have like a secret stash of Bitcoin where I'm secretly doing really well. I live here as an artist and I pay my bills with art. When I don't do well, I don't do well. When I do good, I do good. And it's a feast or famine wave that I ride as unemotionally as I'm able to.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I'd say is that like that realization that you had, I think universal for anyone who realizes just how crooked this system is. They all have the same like disgust, right? How can you see the naked truth and not be disgusted at how abhorrent it. And um, again, further down the rabbit hole you get, I think it's essentially this debt-based monetary system that we're forced to participate in. So, but yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm not going to take away debtor's prison and not replace it with something worse.
yeah,
They're not going to take away jail and then just say it's okay to kill people. They're going to replace it with something maybe that looks nicer, but is in fact worse.
yeah.
Would you rather live in a world with debtor's prison, but you're free? Or live in a world where we're not going to put you in jail for owing money, but we'll all collectively live as wage slaves, inescapably. Now, the fishbowl has no lid on it. And if you can figure out which way is up and swim to it with enough velocity, you can jump out of it into another game and then try to see if you can survive in that. And that's what happens when you jump from, lower class to middle class to upper middle to upper to upper, and there's echelons. You are, and to this day, I still say America is one of the best places to do that. That's why I don't have a mask on at a fucking rally. I still think America is a good place to do that at, even with all of its fuck shit. But if you're gonna participate in this financial system, you should do so with your eyes open. I've always said, if you're gonna kill people, kill people. Don't be accidental deathing people, because no one's gonna feel bad for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the awareness and understanding changes like all of that. So, but no, that's really fascinating. I remember rooting for the Wall Street Bets guys and everyone during that era, and it's amazing to watch them again change the rules in the middle of the game and like you said, slap those dice down and just it's amazing.
Unfair.
Like beyond unfair. It's like you said, if either one of us did something like that, we'd be doing life in prison. I mean,
but it was a victory. You had to come out from behind the curtain and pick that motherfucker up off the floor, because they were going to eat him.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to stop all the pretense, turn off the fog machine, put the house lights on, and say, no, this isn't part of the show, and pull that motherfucker out of it, because they were going to eat him. And that showed me a few things. It showed me, one, something that I was taught as a child, but the world said it was wrong, that the power is and always has been in the people. And that doesn't have to be put on a beret and, bring fucking shotguns into the Capitol building. But it does mean that you can affect change in number, as long as your parties are dedicated. And two, that they're scared. And they should be scared.
They should be scared.
Because they're suits and they're ultimately pussy, which is why they're suits. You're not a suit because you're brave. You're a suit because you're pussy. It's a safe route. Otherwise, you'd be out here working for a living like the rest of us. So it's a suit for a living, and it's fine. But you should be scared, because these people don't play by your rules. And ultimately, the rules that they can change day by day, and this is all the philosophy shit. We had a nice pre-conversation. There wasn't none of the philosophy shit, which is great, but this is all my real philosophy. The financial system is the British Army. They line up in colorful jackets and expect you to do the same. Fuck them. Rug them. Why would you play fair with them? Fuck them. You want to rug someone, rug them. Like the known origin thing, shouts to those guys. eBay is like, hey, we want to have a marketplace. So yeah, we got to like and then no one used it. Fucking brilliant. Do more of that. Rug those sons of bitches. Every time they cross the gun line, they should lose money. Yeah. Every time they come over here to colonize something, they should lose money. And the reason I love this space so much is because it's all kinds of people. It's all kinds of people. And I get mad when it's like the black crypto side is funny to me, because they're like, I want to make sure that a black developer develops. I'm like, bro, the power here is that it's everybody. Trust me, you want a white man's entitlement when you're playing some of these games, because they're not going to trust those niggas because they know. They're like, oh, no. That's not a pilgrim. That's a conquistador. Shoot him in the face. No, he said he needs coin. He's going to say a lot of things. Shoot him in the face. And that's what happens when the pilgrims and the conquistadors and the Vikings and all of them get off their boat and they toward the fucking tree line. Arrows need to shish kebab them immediately. They need to come bearing gifts and accept rugs and be thankful for the privilege, because that's the price they should have to pay for us not fucking with their money. That should be the way this works, in my opinion. But I take a revolutionary posture. I'm not one of the people who's seeking legitimacy from normies. I don't need them to value my money. I need them to do whatever the fuck it is they do over there while I'm doing this, and just leave me alone. The IRS can't even define what I'm doing. How dare they think that they can levy it? You don't even know. You can't regulate what you don't understand. You're just making shit up. Fuck you. Or I'm supposed to self-report what I'm doing to you. Tell you about, hey, so I did this and that. What do you think it should be? You think I should? Fuck you. Figure it out. When a cop says, hey, I'm conducting an investigation, my nigga, investigate. I ain't a sleuth. What you want my help for? I don't know what to tell you. I don't answer questions. Just do your sleuthing. I'm not gonna help you. I work for the. I got a badge. I got a button. There's a button with my logo. I've got a badge on. I can't run red lights. Can you get me out of parking tickets? Because I don't work for the department. You got to do that on your own. So I feel very passionately about the principal tenets of Bitcoin, and I like some of the features of cryptocurrency. And I do differentiate the two. I like Bitcoin over here and crypto over here. And I love Bitcoin. And I like some of the features and benefits of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I guess the other part, and we'll get more into that when we start talking about fakes and NFTs, is that like the resistance, or the again, just how like you had that strong realization that everything is like this is cooked, right? Is like one of the most powerful weapons we have is memes. It's sharing information in a way that's so viral, but so like condensed. We really can change the world just through memes, right? It's amazing.
The world, and I didn't understand memes, memetics, the power of any of that. It sounded like people just talking about marketing and being all the way around the barn about it. And I was like, so we're marketing. We're just trading ideas through. But the reality is this has been around forever. The world is used to running on this. And, this can say a lot more than words if you put it in the right place. And as a jester, and I'm proud of being a jester is to me like the class comedian. The class clown is a fool, and the fool is a fool in the court. I'm neither of those. I'm a class comedian. I'm a jester. The class clown lifts up his gown at graduation and helicopters his dick because he ain't got no pants and drawers on. The class comedian spent the last 4 days convincing him to do it. The fool falls down and pisses himself and debases himself for the entertainment of others. The jester is the only person in the court that could tell the truth to the king. And much like the jester, to me, memes represent what's written on the wall in the town square.
Mm-hmm.
The shit they spray paint about you. They put pictures too. Like I had a nice long argument with a friend of mine. He's a LB. He's an alphabet person, and I forget which one he is. I think he's I don't know. He like niggas sometimes. I don't know what he does. I don't really care how he fucks. He's a friend of mine. But he was mad about the coverage of that the boxer that knocked that chick out.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, that's not a trans, and people just running with the narrative. And I was like, so? They said Michelle Obama got a dick and called her Mike for mad long. And it's mad funny. And they got a picture of Kamala saying, whose dick do I got to suck to get a job around here? And they put Michelle Obama. And it's mad funny. They were like, you got to suck my dick. That's mad. Yo, that's fucking, I don't care what side you're on. That's funny. To me, at least, for my fucked up sense of humor, that's mad funny. That's a picture that says something that words can't. And the distilling of that down to sharp pointed darts that you can through the culture and infect it with a thought, with an idea, with a provocation. That type of power was reserved for magicians and sorcerers, you know, ministers of propaganda. Now, regular people have access to this power. And I think sometimes we forget just how poignant it can be if you use it and wield it right. Pepe is one of the only things that has lasted as long as it has. It's because no one owns it. You know, no one owns Pepe. Pepe is. And not like the fucking coin or like that shit. Pepe as a meme, anyone can do. Rare Pepe as a collection, everyone can't do. Well, at this point, no one else can do. Fake rares, only a certain number of people can. Dank rares and commons and Wojaks and Cocos, and that the Counterparty for me is one of the last places for real shit. That's why it's funny it's called fake, but it's the last place that I can do real shit at. So like, I want to say real things. And I want to represent real thoughts, and I want to challenge norms and not be afraid of what's going to happen to me for thinking out loud. And I can't say that for everywhere else in the space. I can't. In fact, I'd be lying. But this is the place that I can do that at. So while I have the ability to, I would like to continue trying. I don't make very good memes, though. I'll be very honest with you. My memes, I make funny jokes, but my memes suck. Like a lot of you guys make way better fucking memes than me. I make good raps, but my raps have to suffice as my mimetic ability.
Well, why don't we talk about your you mentioned you're a rapper. Why don't you tell me about your background and how you got started in rap?
I've been a fraud for a long time. So as a rapper, even when my career started in Baltimore, I'm from New York originally, and my cousins got signed to an indie deal. There was 3 of us in the group, and the production deal was like, yeah, we want you to, not him. And the him was me. And I was like, oh, fuck. We're not going to take that shit, are we, guys? Fuck them. And they were like, yeah, we are going to take it. We're going to sign. Hey, can I use your pen? And I'm sign right here. And they signed it right there. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I was so mad. And my cousin was like, why are you being a baby? You're going to be on all the songs anyway, and you'll just end up getting your own deal. He was forward thinking. I was an idiot. But that label ended up folding. It was a big cocaine front. And, but I thought, I wasn't that good. So I was like, I should go get a job. So I did. And I became a stockbroker. I was 18. And I did that for a while. But I always wrote rhymes because that was the thing that connected me to my friends. I'm far, far, far away from my world on a whole other planet where nobody knows me. And tough is a different thing, and difficult is a different thing. And, you think you're thick-skinned. Are you, though? So now I have to show demonstrably that I have thick skin. And, I was before you don't just get to go be a stockbroker. You don't just, oh yeah, pass my 7. Let's hit the phone. No, you're a cold caller. You start off before you have a 7 or anything like that. Your way in is cold calling. 1,000 dials a day or you're fired. It's a lot of pressure. And don't write wood. I watched fucking Bobby throw some fucking kid's head through sheetrock because he was right. Anyway, wood is shitty leads. But anyway, so to cope with this new environment and being far away from anything that's familiar to me, I still wrote rhymes. I'll be in Midtown Manhattan and I'll call my cousin to spit a verse for him at 11 o'clock at night because I'm still in the office by myself. And I eventually got signed to a label in Baltimore where I moved. And it took them a couple of years to even convince me I was a rapper. You know, we're on tour. We're at Guilford College in North Carolina doing a show. And I'm like, they're all singing the song. It's fucking stupid. And I remember the engineer's like, he still does it. And the producer's like, nah, he doesn't believe that this is real. You understand that you're a rapper on tour, right? I'm like, yeah, man, I got a mortgage. All right, bro. So by the time it finally set in, I took it serious. I, traveled, I toured. That's how I know Skrilla. Skrilla I met in 2009, 10. And rare Skrilla is this guy. I just met this guy. DJ J Skrilla from fucking Interloop Records. That guy I know. I've been on tour with that guy. That guy's fun. That guy's a friend. So when he was telling me about this and I didn't understand it, my career ended in 2015. It's funny, I have it right here. It's literally a coincidence. This was my album, Return to Rap. And this album was, it was good. And that was me singing for the people. This is over. This is dead. No one cares about this guy no more. You're done. You're dust. You're another thing that happened and didn't make it. Every turtle doesn't make it to the ocean. And even the ones that make it to the ocean, they all don't live. I was just another turtle. And it was all for nothing. But both my parents are dead, and they died right before this album came out. And my album bricked, and I was not taking it well. And all that travel and suffering and going from making 6 figures a year to couch surfing because you're chasing a dream doesn't sit well with a West Indian mother. So my mother died with me being a failure, a broke ass rapper, nothing. Never made no money off of it, nothing. She died before I ever saw the fruits of anything. And I never could forgive that. So I took a couple years off. I told myself, I took a couple months, as it was supposed to be, to go to try this new thing in Florida, timeshare, make some money, I heard. I'll be right back. 2 years later, I live in Mexico. I ain't never coming back. And it hurt too much. So Skrilla told me that I can get back what I lost. And I did not believe him. And I refused to because it hurt too much to think about going back to music. Is something I tried. I lie for money. So rap, I get to tell the truth. So the thing that I got to tell the truth don't work. If you listen to Dust, I wrote Dust in 2016. The entire album was written in a 4-month window in 2016. That's why it doesn't sound happy. Listen to Illusions. ROR. That's Return of Rap. Double Wood. Couldn't quit the day job. That trashed me. I tell the truth. It don't work out. I take my ball, go home, and I act badly. And I did for years. Drunk on balconies and penthouses and shit. I was having fucking decadent fun, but it was bad. I was angry. Rap should have been away from it. It should be right that I could tell the truth and be okay. I shouldn't have to lie to make money. I will, because I'm a grown-up, but I shouldn't have to. And then crypto said, you don't have to. Tell us the truth. And I said, well, here are the things I think are true. No, Kane, tell us the truth, but also give us a picture. Oh, here's the truth, and here, put it in a picture. Cool. Here's magic internet money. Is this real? These are old songs. No one's supposed to care about me or the things that I'm doing or saying. And now they do. And I get to be somebody again because I'm here. So rap was a long, painful road that never paid off. Till the very end, it never paid off. At the very end, I did 2 sold out one-man shows. No opener, no feature, no bring them out. And we sold them out, standing room, turning people away for fire code. Like we did that shit. That's why I always love Baltimore. But it'll never heal you. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. It was good for the memories, but it'll never feel right. I can't get my mother back. I can't get my father back. I can't get my friends. Like I lost a lot of people. When I first had my biggest project in the shit, I cried. I cried right in Clubhouse, right in front of everybody. I cried. When I was in New York at the guy, I cried up there too. Because it's so long. And the road was so long. And so many people are dead. Not just my parent, Corey dead. Headphones dead. All my friends are dead. And I'm just sitting here with these fragments, and people are like, treasure. And I'm like, yeah, I think so. And they're like, no, Kane, we think so too. And I'm like, you do? Because I'm a big queer when I'm emotional. So that really wasn't the answer to your question. But that's what my heart told me was the answer to your question.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's, life never really, at least for me, it never really worked out in a way I anticipated either. So,
right?
Yeah.
Isn't the road long?
Yeah.
So many tolls. Like some of them one after another. Like who the fuck owns these booths? And where do you expect a regular person to get these tokens from? But by hook or by crook, I got them or I counterfeited them, and I had some bridges I couldn't cross. I had to swim. But you get here, and then it's like, oh man, you're doing this like faux positivity. And I go, nah, man, I'm truly happy to be here. My worst days in crypto are still infinitely better than like my best days in rap. Like way better. As far as what they really mean, way better. Because rap is lies. Rap is do it for the exposure. You're talented, but not like we're gonna pay you. Pay you. Get the fuck out of here. So you have to figure it out. A free market, an open global market, and all you have to do is find your tribe. I'm happy that I get to, I get to be here, my medium being music. And I think that a larger part of my medium is me, is talking. Because I don't use it, If you're here for money, that's fine. I think that making money is honorable. I think that there's a nobility in wanting to be profitable. But there's a corny way to go about it. And like putting on a YouTube voice and, hey, what's going on, everybody? Make sure you slap that subscribe button. And like that wacky Twitter Spaces shit. I'm not a fucking, I have personality, but I am not a personality. I am the exact same person all the time. All the time. And that's because this isn't fake. This is real. The road I walked down was real. The cost I paid for it, real. My friendship with Skrilla, real. Like, I didn't get fake as fuck token. By the way, you told me some of your story. I tell you what happened. He told me to get in the chat, but I don't. He talks very confusing. Skrilla is a confusing person if you don't already know this shit. You understand what this being onboarded by him is like? He's like, yeah, dog, get your Ethereoids and your Mega Man mask and you get your sushi and your wrappaments and pancakes, and then you're Kane Mayfield. You'll be fine. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Wrap my sushi in pancakes. Can you do that? Do you want to do that? So he said, make sure you drop your wallet in the chat. I don't know if I put an ETH wallet or what. I don't know what I put in the chat, but I definitely didn't get an airdrop, and I probably didn't even put it in time. And one day I was just bitching like I don't got no money. He's like, sell some fake as fuck token. You got 20 of those, and I was like, I do? No, I did not. So every fake I've ever made, I've had to figure it out. Partner with somebody, try to get a token. You know, like you got to figure it out. Skrilla don't give me tokens. He doesn't give me fake as fuck tokens. That's I love that about him. You know, it's friendship, but not nepotism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it did he so after fakes kicked off and you didn't get any of the airdrops. So how did you decide to go ahead and make that leap and make your first card?
The same as always. He was telling me about it and saying that I should do it. And he's like, yo, series 4 is gonna be music. Because at first he's telling me, and I'll be honest, like when he first told me, I was like, oh, okay, I'll do something. I went and looked at this point at series, because the first couple series is fake started in October.
Mm-hmm.
By December, it was series 4. So it was quick. You blink, you miss shit. I'm thinking, how could it move that fast, right? Because how could it? I've never seen nothing move that fast. So I'm like, I got time. I look up again at series 2. Now I see like Chaotix card, and I start seeing some of these really dope cards. I've seen rare Pepes. They're cool, but they're in a format. I'll say it that way. Fake rare, for my personal aesthetic, is closer to what I like personally, because I wasn't around back then. I only have affinity for what I have access to. So with fake rare, there was animation, and I like when the pictures move. I'm a fucking child. So Chaotic had one of the first ones I saw with the astronaut when I was like, yo, and then the Japanese, I don't know if it's a man or I don't know who it is, man, woman, but they have like the thing, the don't push the button, and a few of the others great, just really dope ones. And I was like, man, they're making like whole cartoons. I can't. I'm not good. Like I make my stupid songs and like my shitty AI art. I don't think that I belong over here. And even May Fakefield to this day is like, I'm embarrassed. I tried, but like May Fakefield it wasn't low effort. It was just, I didn't have a very high expectation of anyone taking me seriously. So it was kind of like, try for what? I'm not good enough. Here, I'll just do this real quick, and then I'll get back to doing stuff over here because I can't compete with these guys. This is like the big leagues. So I did my first card in series 4 because he was like, yo, series 4 is music. You got to be in series 4. And I took the song he and I had together. That was actually the song that he first told me he put in the painting. I took my verse off of it. It's called On the Reels. And I put it in like an AI frog, and I had the frog chasing the fly, and the fly has the ETH logo on his chest, and his arms are ripped off. And then there's a dragonfly in the back flying, and the dragonfly has the polygon symbol on his wings, which actually looks very similar to the counterparty symbol. Some interesting reason. And then I tried to fuck around with it a little bit, make it cool. But yeah, I did that, and it sold, which was the most money that I had ever made selling anything at the time. Shouts to Van Doe and a few other people that stepped in and bought multiples. But that's when I was like, fuck me. And then I just never wanted to. If I had the inclination, I could have dropped more fakes. But I think that fake rare is special, and that being in fake rare is special. And I never wanted to be seen as somebody who was like abusing it or using influence to do more, or I just never wanted to be seen taking more plates at the potluck than I want to bring more food than I eat. And I felt that me doing more cards without doing anything for the community would be whack. So that's why I volunteered to help as chief of staff and help with events or whatever, help coordinate, help however I could, because I felt grateful for a place that I could do my art. And I don't think a lot of people understand how powerful the feeling of acceptance you get from Counterparty. And really the fake rare Pepe community specifically on Counter. I don't nothing, shouts to Spells of Genesis. I just never hung out with them. I'm sure they're great people, but I hadn't spent a lot of time around them. So the first time I put up a swap in the decks for May Fakefield for a fake as fuck token, thinking I could make one real quick. And I fucked it up and I did it wrong. And someone, because people watch the mempool all day. So someone saw and was like, yo, who was that? I read the chat later. It was like, who was that? I don't know. Whose wallet is this? Oh, let's find out. They're all researching. Oh, that's so-and-so. Hey, ping so-and-so. So-and-so, hey, what's up? What you guys want? Hey, you did that fucking trade? That's Kane. He just knew. He doesn't know anything. He didn't mean that. And it's like, oh, well, how was I supposed to know? Because I traded for the old fake as fuck token, not the new one. The old one's worthless.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of like ganged up on him, like offer him his shit back. And the guy sent me a DM. I could check the timestamps. He's like, hey, man, sorry. If you didn't mean this, it's fine. Just let me know. Send me back I'll send you back your token. And I was like, oh, fuck. Nowhere else. Not ETH, not Tez, not Near, not Solana, not Avalanche, not fucking Ordinal. There's nowhere else that I've been that I can say for sure that would have happened. And that's the power of people being, the culture going first means everyone wants this to be a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I've had similar experiences where being there's a bug with free wallet for a long time where it would miscalculate the fees. So there's a couple times where I tried to buy some XCP and my transaction ended up going too late and I didn't get anything in return, and the person actually tracked me down and hit me up and fixed it for me, which is, again, in any other community it'd be like, well, you just evaporated $200. Like,
tell me somewhere else where trades feel as good as making money.
Yeah, 100%.
I did a trade with the Salter and I felt like I just sold mad pieces. Because I was like, this guy's so talented. He wants my work? Really? No fucking way. You'll trade? Man, thank you. I remember trading. I tried trade with you. I was like, hey, I don't think I have anything you want, but take a look. I'm down. I'm always down to trade, because trading, I'm not trying to sound like a kid with no purpose that wants to join a fucking digital gang, but in a way it kind of am. So trading is a form of acceptance. People don't really trade with people they don't fuck with. And people don't trade for cards they don't want or don't like. Or at least cards they don't think are valuable. So at the very minimum, someone thinks my shit's worth money. And maybe a little higher on the scale, they think that I'm an effective member of the community or that I make dope shit, which I'm fine with any of those. That's big. Money's money, but money don't make you respect. Respect can make you money here.
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw your Reaganomics one. I always thought that was a banger. Just a great card. And I missed seeing less XX at the time, or I don't know, probably you can't catch them all, right? But I was aware when you were releasing Fake Dust, and I was aware of it before you even released it, because I had seen some of your questions in the GitHub and chat and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was really impressed that you were really going out of your way to try and do something special and do something new in fakes. So I really thought that was really awesome. I mean, it turned out great too. So I made sure I got one of the tokens, and I bought one of the physical records. I actually missed the boat on I saw you had the audio earbud pack
The
too, which
headphones.
yeah, that's sick too, man. Like but you went all out on fake dust. Why don't you tell me the inspiration and the story for fake dust?
Well, it started with Reaganomics. Well, it started with all my fakes go in order. I don't have that many of them, but May Fake Field, I should have done a better job. And it sold really well. And then I felt guilty because I knew I didn't try my hardest and I didn't make that wasn't the best I could do. And that's whack to not do your very best. I know like younger generations think try hard's an insult, but I'm 42. Like I think trying hard is an admirable quality. So like I felt guilty. I felt a little like an extractor that I didn't put enough into my artwork to make it something that I'm proud to stand behind. So Reaganomics, I went fucking crazy on the effort. Reaganomics was hand cutting and editing pixel by pixel, frame by frame. And like I do all this shit in Microsoft Paint. So like a lot of Reaganomics was taken care of in Microsoft Paint, even though it's AI. Because when I made it, AI didn't do what AI does now. So, but it wasn't pepified. Like it was really like very light on the frogs. It was dope. I think Reaganomics is one of my. If I was to say when I show people like my neighbors don't really know what I do, so when I say like yo, this is what I make, I show them and they go, wow, that's cool. I show them Reaganomics. But was it just a cool video or was it a cool fake? Didn't really have no frogs in it like that. Then comes Less XX, which was all fucking frogs. An onslaught of Pepe. Like I literally burned out my liquid cooler making that as many frogs as I possibly could. And we wove the sound of Bitcoin in it and just did all kinds of ill shit. And so now what? Now you got to tie it all together. I've given them songs, give them a full project. It wasn't the first vinyl, it wasn't the first album. I mean, I don't think people as new as me should use the F word. I don't think that I should say the word first. I don't, in my mind, think I do anything first. That's for people on Counterparty like Dave, who are way smarter than me, to tell me if I ever do anything first. And when they do, I just go, cool, and I shut the fuck up because you know, it's corny to be a nobody and then be jacking your dick in the shadows. So I did it first. I was the first one to wear a top hat at the beach. Like, you know, whatever. People are first in all kinds of nonsense. I'd rather be good. So I needed the memetics to hit. And that's why the card, the actual dust card, which, where is it? Yeah, this one. There it is. This card is a remix of Series 2. And if you look in the background, it's all historic rares and fakes. And there's J-Dog, there's the Finny Pepe, there's Pepinardo, the Fibonacci sequence, Emblem Vault,
That
doing
great
hood rat shit, everything.
that great one by Emblematics of Skrilla. I think I see that on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. And Pepe John. And then there's a little I did a contest and no one got it, so I can spoil it now. I said in this picture, spot the lie. Well, no, I said in the first song, tell me the lie. And you know, I said everything's what it seems, and it's not. I don't have I don't have a DJ Pepe. Like people think I have one because Skrilla's my friend. That motherfucker just don't. He don't be just. Hey Kane, here's 20 grand. I'm gonna sell it. I have notorious paper hands. I will sell some shit real fast. I because if it's a special moment, I'll keep it as a keepsake. But you like I paper hand the fuck my node monk. I'll sell anything. I'm raw. So really, really deep on the card, it says like past due. So like the rent's due on the DJ Pepe because I don't own that one. And there's just little stuff, man. I put Skrilla's first some of his old album artwork in here and like really cool. I wanted my card. I don't have anything important to say about the world we live in. I tried to do that on Less XX. At the time, a lot of the chat, the fake chat was fighting over whether counterparty artists going to ETH was okay or how you feel about that, or is it good or is it bad? And people have their opinions. And if you listen to the intro to Less XX, that's why I was like, only the strong survive. Wasn't a lot of people out here when we first started. I spoke from the perspective of like OG Pepe guys, and I don't know. I thought that was a cool kind of like tug of the lobe or whatever. But if it's going to represent me, who am I? Well, I'm someone who has a lot of respect for the things. A lot of people pave the roads that I drive down casually. And I think it's important to be appreciative of that. I didn't build anything. I didn't do anything. I brought some raps. I made some fucking pictures. The least I can do is be appreciative, congenial, respectful, or at least try to be. So I wanted my card to be more of an homage to all those guys. Even the card itself is a hodl pig. So there's that. Desktop Commando showed me video games. In fact, one of the first tokens I had was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was in the token, and you can play it in your wallet. Like, that's crazy. Amazing. So I showed people that, and I was like, "Yo, when people talk shit on Free Wallet, I get offended because I used to be a person that goes, oh yeah, here, watch this, and I pull my Free Wallet up and I go, Tomb Raider in my wallet. Can your wallet do that? No, I didn't fucking think so. So I knew you could do a player because I'd seen one, but it was tied to iTunes or SoundCloud or something. And I didn't want anything to be tied to an external platform. So Bitcoin Audio, Rad, genius that he is, he built us a player. And it had to live behind that fucking button, which I didn't care for, but safety is better than trying to get fat sacks of money sometimes. Sometimes it's better. The protection of the least among us runs paramount to my wanting my car to have spinning rims on it. So you hit the button and there's the drop down and the players in there. And then, of course, there's the video that I called Paper Gold. So I wanted the dust to be a demonstration to show people, one, that there's dope stuff happening on Bitcoin, but two, everywhere else you go, you have to choose the thing. My NFT is this bottle of Windex. My NFT is this fucking statue. My NFT is this JPEG or this GIF or this MP4. Well, my token is a JPEG and an MP4 and a GIF and this fucking player. It's all of them. I don't have to choose. And that's what ended up fucking up my emblem vault thing. But yeah, whatever. We're still working on getting that fixed.
No, I mean, I think it turned out really well. It's definitely one of the more unique rares out there. So I mean, again, and hats off for like doing all the legwork on the player and the art, and again, like even the cool like the cool physical tie-ins too. I got one of the records too that you physical records you produced.
A box.
Yeah.
Token is the art. Just so we're clear, the credit for all that stuff goes to my friends. I have 2 semesters of 13th grade. I definitely didn't build anything. The guy who built the device that turns Bitcoin into a sound, which is Bitcoin audio, aka RAD, he did all that. He built the player. He made sure it worked. Shouts to Joe Looney. He helped. Obviously, Skrilla definitely was lead me in the right way. Pork Chop did the artwork for this. Sasha Chudo, who everyone loves Sasha, she did the artwork that's on my vinyl. Fucking Trash Lights mixed the album. Street Scott produced it. He disappeared fucking halfway through. Like it was a lot, man. Like to get Dust took a year. And the fact that Dust is a remix, it's a long time for remixes. But I'll send you the updated link. If you ever click on the word Dust in the player, it drops down and it shows you something called Electrum. Mm-hmm. Electrum is the alternate version, the extracted version of Dust.
Okay.
Electrum doesn't have any Bitcoin sounds on it because Electrum is the original version of all these songs that I recorded in 2016. That's why it's called, and just to say one last thing about, why it's called Dust. Obviously, I think anyone watching this knows what Dust is in the Bitcoin world, but for the 1 or 2 people who don't, if you have $1 and you spend 85 cents on a widget or a plumbus or whatever you spend money on, and there's a 10-cent transaction fee, you have 5 cents left. Spend 95 cents, you have 5 cents left. Let's say your wallet approves it. With a 10-cent transaction fee, 5 cents can't move. So a 10-cent transaction fee, your 5 cents is stuck. So the price of Bitcoin has to go up, or you have to add more money, something. Otherwise, it's just stuck there. In the Bitcoin world, that's called Dust. It's sound money. It's a thing of value, but the cost of extracting it is more than what it is. And in the rap world, I think that I'm Dust. Not just me. There's 10,000 guys that you've never heard of, just like me. I'm friends with some of them. Struggle rappers are friends with other struggle rappers, even if we have a competitive friendship. But there's a lot of guys you've just never heard of that are on the cusp of being somebody, and some of them have jobbing careers, touring and all kinds of stuff, but they're not on the radio, they're not on TV. The kind of music they make doesn't sell Toyota Tacomas. If my song can be put on TikTok and sell Mac makeup, it's a good song. Record label sign you, offer you some money. Your song doesn't do that, they don't want nothing to do with you. They don't know how to make money with you. They don't sell records anymore. They do sync licensing and partnerships and endorsement deals. So it's less about the funky fresh jams and more about, can this music be used to sell pocketbooks or fucking trips to Carnival Cruise? And if you can't do that, you're not that you're bad, they like you, but you're financially of no use. The cost of extracting value out of an artist like you is higher than what you would ever yield them. You're a money pit. Maybe they'll use you for a write-off. So you have to operate outside the machine, which for someone like me means if I play my cards super, really good, and all of the lights turn green when they should be red, I get to open for Onyx in Munich, or I get to do a show for Rock Marciano in Amsterdam, or go on tour with R.A. the Rugged Man in Prague. That's the best my life would ever get, at the very best. And it's a lot of windshield time. It's a lot of road time. Not a lot of good dads that have that lifestyle. And now I get to do this over here because the Bitcoin world knows how to extract dust. So I get to be a thing of value again, and I get to be of use in this world because I'm still dust, but they just know what to do with me here. So I don't have to do all that. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm never going back to the Web2 music business ever again. I'll never. I'm a crypto musician. I make crypto music. I'm a Web3 artist. Whatever the thing is, I'm that for here. I'm not a rapper that happens to crypto anymore. I'm a fucking crypto musician. That's all I ever want to be now. Nothing's better than this. Win, lose, or draw. If it all burns down tomorrow, I'm still a fucking crypto musician. I don't care. I like this better. It feels more me.
Well, I like the fact that it puts you back in control. That was one of the things that excited me during that NFT boom, is we saw like all sorts of artists, from photographers to musicians to whatnot, being able to um, go from these older uh, intermediated markets where, again, like you would traditionally have to go through a record company, and same thing with like artists for galleries and that kind of thing, where you're kind of at their mercy and they're taking a cut, and their interests may or may not align with yours 100%, and it just gets, you know I don't know. I think I think it's cool that like you're able to find your niche here in the crypto community.
I'll tell you a good one. If I were to do 75,000 streams, that's a lot of streams for a man of my station. People don't know. It's true. We're used to hearing millions and millions, but do millions of people click on your tweets? Like, fuck, millions don't come from nowhere. So where do millions come from? You got to stir that up. That has to be provided to you or come from some sort of a conduit. Because a person getting 200 views on a tweet ain't doing millions of fucking streams through anything other than witchcraft. So 75,000, it's a lot of streams for a man of my station. Unfortunately, if I were to do 75,000 streams, which is more than I've ever been able to do, I would make $247.50.
Wow.
Because you get 0.0033 cents a stream. So far, I would have needed to do about 9 million streams to see the kind of revenue that I've seen from Dust, and we're not even done yet. Now, I don't keep all of it. Some goes here, some goes there. We share the money because it's a project with friends. I don't do it all, so I don't keep all the money. But that's not possible for someone like me. I know. I've got the proof in my hand. It's not possible. These are better songs. Trust me. Doesn't matter. This isn't a who makes the best songs contest. It's a who's connected to who contest. Versus over here, where it's still not a who makes the best songs contest. It's a who can find their tribe contest. And a lot of my tribe comes from the counterparty Bitcoin side.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with the counterparty scene, collecting, and I've created a few fake rares myself. I'm hoping to submit another one really soon that I'm excited about. But
Right.
I know one of the things that you ran into is when you were getting close to releasing Fake Dust. There was we had all the whole blow up with stamps, and then I know you were working on Bitcoin audio. You want to
Dude,
tell me about that?
so Dust, it hit me a little hard because I thought that the clouds had gone away, and I didn't realize that I was in the eye of the hurricane. So I thought it was the storm passing over, and it was not. So the hard part I thought was making it. producer disappears and we need the stems of these files and got to add more Bitcoin. And hey, man, this intro, we got to change it. And so ain't getting back to us. And hey, man, get this cover art. And, I'm running around doing 50 things. We get it. We launch it. Scarce City. It's going good. We sold 70 something, ordered the vinyl. Shit's clicking. Now it's time to get ready to launch Bitcoin audio because we're supposed to get a green banner. And all of a sudden, everybody fighting. And I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? This is no, don't do that. And then, like people say what they want about Dog, but you don't want his job. Could have had his job 3 years ago. Anyone could have had. J-Dog would have given you his job a few years ago. But now it's, and I don't think people took the gravity of the position he sat in with too much care because it wasn't. Everything has to keep running. And we want more innovation. And we want some of the toys that the kids got down the street, but don't fuck nothing up, but don't change nothing, but also make it better, but also make it faster. Hey, by the way, this ain't working right now. Hey, the last thing you did, you broke this, fix that. And it's all at once, all the time for years. I can imagine. But that doesn't mean things can't change. It just means the way we go about it needs to be taken care of special type of way. And I took it personal because in the middle of my project, it forks. And there's weird shit on the screens. And at one point, the shit was just down. And what came to a head, and the reason I jumped in that space that day, a lot of these guys aren't from my world. I'm not from theirs. Say it that way. I'm not from their world. I'm from Rap Guy world. And in Rap Guy world, there's certain things that are really important. I got on DigiWax. DigiWax was a record pool. A record pool has big DJs from all around the country coming to one thing. Now they do it digitally because of COVID, they just kept it going. So it's a Zoom meeting. But people pay thousands of dollars to get on that platform to talk about your fucking record. I'm on there for free because of the love. But I got one opportunity. It's like open mic and they say, hey man, get a motherfucker a shot. He ain't got the entrance and fee money, but give him a shot. And I get up there and I'm talking to 50-something DJs, some different countries, but a lot of North America, Philly, New York, Miami, a lot of Atlanta, LA, big time people who need to hear about my music, crypto, NFTs, the possibilities, what I did for tech, Smith & Wesson, and what's possible for them, and the future that I see, and cutting the middleman, and all of the sovereignty, and none of the permission, and you can do what you want. You don't have to ask no more. We can bring our economy here and run it like a corner store, and you can be free, and I give this the best I've ever laid it down. I laid that shit down. And when they went to the website, it was fucking down. It was down. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, that's brutal.
In front of them? So I played it off. Oh, CL, you're probably bad at technology. And I fucked around and took the link out of the JSON and I popped up just the player and I shot that to the guy like, here, click this. But I rewatched that footage and my face was crazy because I was caught. Everything you just now said is bullshit. This don't work. It's the music business. There's no second chances. But we tap danced through it. No one really noticed. But I noticed. And that could have torpedoed my whole shit. And it's not like I would have made sales from that. It's more important than my money. And that's why I lost my temper. It's more important than me selling product. It's more important than me moving tokens. It's not about my bags. It's about there's a whole bunch more of me. You know how guilty I feel living it up over here? Everything great, selling art, making money. I got my office. I got a big computer. I'm doing fun shit. You know how guilty I feel still plugged in to rap Twitter, still plugged in to rap Instagram and Facebook. I don't have one social media. I have two. So I still see both. In between fucking ETH sucks, Bitcoin forever, it's please listen to my demo. Dust. And I gotta retweet those guys, because if I don't, who will? Same way they do for me, because if they don't, who will? So who am I to stand between them and getting something so it doesn't work? I look fucking crazy. And for what? For rich people fighting? Motherfuckers fighting about their bags, stamps, and this. I was like, bro, all you're showing me is that you'll burn down my fucking house to piss him off with the smoke. Meanwhile, my house on fire. I'm not a big artist. I'm not a big OG. I don't have tons and tons of collectors. Everything I get, I have to scrap for. I can't take big L's. So when we have all of our eggs in this carton and you fucking punt kick it, it shatters a lot of my eggs. I don't have a lot of eggs after. So now I'm scared with my eggs. And I don't know what to do. Where do we go? And I've been, I have a project right now called The Odds of March. Legendary rap guys on it. Money B from Digital Underground. So I got Digital Underground, the Loonies, which I got 5 on it. Those guys. Yeah. Razkaz, Homeboy Sandman, big people. Big names for me. But it has to work. So I'm trying to be very careful so they don't get the same thing. But out of every hardship comes, adversity is the mother of invention. That's why box. You know what I mean? Box ain't box because box. Box is because token all fucked up. What you gonna do? They gotta think of something. Better think of something. Better provide people with something. What do? How about a box that has AR, that these pictures come to life and play bonus records? There's a whole clothing, I get 2005 PTSD when I say clothing line, but there's a bunch of clothes that are, this hat is dust inspired. The Satoshis.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's an Orioles hat. I got a Bitcoin 8-ball jacket. We got lyric inspired, articles of clothes that I think when you give people more than what they were expecting, that's the covenant here. When someone gets an airdrop, they're happy. Not because the airdrop's worth fat fucking sats or whatever, is because they wasn't expecting it and they got something. Everyone likes getting things when they wasn't expecting it. So giving people more than what they expect. Like just now I told you, hey, you scan that box, you're like, nah, bro, unlock the power of the invigorationings and the hydrationing effect and the enhanced vitality for your family. Because I say shit like that. Because you know what? That's a weird way to say, scan this box with a fucking app and unlock secret songs because you deserve it. So I think that there's a future for music and Bitcoin. I just don't understand. I don't understand sometimes how people are as short-sighted as they are, but I more so am focused on not focusing on that. I just want to make cool shit with my friends, and if it makes money, great. Some things I would like I'm focused on making money because it's not for me. Like this next project, I'm not even primary. Rad and Boom Man will make more than I will on it, but they've done so much for me. Like Boom Man did less XX. Shit didn't sell. Like, what the fuck can I? Can't give you what I ain't got. Rad helped with Dust, but Rad reserves. So I gotta make my friends money. That's important. Like I don't owe them. They're not like I owe them, but they're not like, hey, Kay, where the money? I don't have like collectors, but I have karmic debt to me. I don't know if I would still be here going this hard if I didn't have Rad next to me. Without Bitcoin audio, there wouldn't be a Bitcoin audio. Without Bitcoin audio, Rad, without him, there wouldn't be Dust. It's a Bitcoin infused album. The sound of Bitcoin is in the album. That's what made it worth doing. Otherwise, it's just some old songs from 2016. It's just Electrum. This place deserved better than that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that these things get ironed out and that we have a smoother path forward than what it's been. I've had some reservations, and I know other people in the community have too, but a lot of this is up in the air. We have on the positive side, we've one thing I saw that's in development is a really slick a new user interface and wallet, like a web interface marketplace for the DEX and web wallet that allows you to treat Counterparty just like you would with like kind of like an OpenSea, or maybe OpenSea isn't the right way to put it, but you have like a web interface where you can it's real easy to navigate your assets and buy and sell, and so that's something that Shaban and Everdream
Shaban, right?
Yeah,
From
Shaban
Spells
and-
of Genesis.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I heard about that. And Dave told me about it, and I saw the tweets, and I'm excited. I look at things as far as how would I use that?
Yeah.
That's just my selfishness is my honesty lens, and I just go, well, how would I use that? I think this is the first thing that I could use that I've heard about, because I see a couple other marketplaces, but they don't do video and they don't do HTML.
Well, the other deal is that the other marketplaces don't support native counterparty assets, and that's what's like this supports the counterparty native, right? So we don't have to wait for any other integrations or technical improvements in counterparty. It will work with counterparty as it exists today, which is a big improvement.
We don't need a layer 2. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that's just my opinion. I think that layer 2 is really fun when you only have a hammer, so everything's a nail. But I think that we need a more complex solution, and Counterparty's solution is, if it's not handcuffed to culture, I don't see anything taking traction. And so having Shaban, and I've heard I don't know Shaban personally, but I've heard great things about it. I've heard great things about this platform. So I would like to see it. I look forward to it. But the best way for my little section that I live in to bring about the change that I want to see in the world is for me to just be it.
Yeah.
And that's why we're launching Bitcoin audio shortly and just running with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care so much about, like, it's counter to what will make me money, but I'll say it anyway. The token is the art. I'm not on-chain meta as a religion is like royalties as a religion. Royalties was a super rare feature that spun out of control and became its own version of the Catholic Church. Now people are onboarded and baptized in royalties, and they deserve royalties. And when they don't have royalties, something went terribly wrong. But that was just a super rare feature. On chains, that was an ordinal's marketing selling point. Let's call it what it was. And it started right around when it was like, oh, Counterparty, oh, PU. And then motherfuckers realized you really don't want to say that out loud. So, they backtracked that shit quick, but it was out there long enough for some of the community to run with it. And there was almost a small Hatfield McCoy thing between people who did stuff on Bitcoin from 2014 and people who just found out you can put stuff on Bitcoin 14 minutes ago. But the problem I have with that isn't what side you're on or what you prefer. Some people think cucumbers taste better pickled. But don't tell me it's not a cucumber because it ain't pickled. If you think cucumbers taste better pickled, that's your preference. If you prefer on chain, because that's what particular thing froths your frap, so to speak. Cool. But don't say nothing on that's not on chain is worth anything, because then I have to default back to my original programming. The token is the art because Counterparty said so, and my money's in a mafia bank. My money is in the same bank with the Gambinos. Because if my tokens ain't worth anything, then the Nakamoto card goes to zero. Right? That's what you're saying. You're saying on chain or it's less than. This is the gold standard. Everything else way down here. So Ric Flair Pepe should be down here in the doldrums, right? So Nakamoto card to zero. Or maybe metadata isn't that important, and some of you guys were using fucking AWS 5 minutes ago and fucking Pinata and doing shit on Lazy Mint on OpenSea, and you don't really fucking care, but it's just another ploy to fluff a bag. Maybe we shouldn't be taking such a cavalier attitude towards something as important as artists having an affordable barrier of entry. Because maybe, again, 14 minutes ago, you were all hemming and hawing and bitching and getting your pussy holes in a twist over ETH gas fees. But now, an ordinal can literally fuck your whole world. Like if I wanted to put dust on ordinals at a reasonable file size for good audio quality, we're talking north of 200 grand. Even at a low sat per V-byte, I'm still talking 200 grand. So NFTs, tokens, whatever you call it, were a perfectly round wheel. And then we fixed it by putting corners on it. So I could, at even ETH, even bad ETH gas prices, right? I can wait for gas to go down a fucking week. I pay what, $100, $200, mint it, and I'm good, right? And now, where the fuck do you get? And now you can't play. So I make an impassioned cry to those people. I say, hey man, if you want art, artists are broke. Fuck what you heard. You want artists to play somewhere? Because artists drive culture. You want art, you want culture, lower the barrier of entry. Or buy a bunch of fucking French Montana songs for all I fucking care. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I refuse to compete in that ecosystem. If that's all there is, and that's all it'll ever be, I can't in good conscience say that that's the place to live.
Well, I think it was kind of the thing that was an affront to a lot of the counterparty guys is that when Casey started out with ordinals, he literally started out with shitting on counterparty as a standard. And now, lo and behold, a year later, or year and a half, or whatever it's been, like they release runes, which is using OP return. It's like, guys, come on, you know.
Well, he backtracked on it though.
Yeah, 100%.
But he didn't backtrack on it because, let's just be clear, some of the biggest people in this space come from fucking counterparty. Mm-hmm. And since even though people will go, yeah, man, counterparty, I still got my wallet, still got my assets back there, even though they're off doing whatever they're doing, they look back fondly on the time they spent there. They value their position in the historical chats and all that. So to say like, hey man, I think your mother's ugly. Yo, what? Come on, man. You don't got to do that. That's crazy. It's what, you know, I'm just saying. Nah, that's not. You don't really think that. And I've had the conversation with people that a lot of them are new. And if you go, yeah, man, because Ordinal's first thing on Bitcoin, and I go, I don't think so. Yeah, right. Here you go. Here's xchain.io. Hit this little back button, scroll down. What do you see? 11 years ago. What? I don't understand. Yeah. The Matrix is coming apart on you. Oh, I know. Maybe you
I
bought a
mean,
fucking sales pitch.
I mean, yeah, that's essentially what it gets down to, is that a lot of people, I think, were purposely misled for hype, essentially. I mean,
Which is
there's
fine.
nothing, but yeah, right. But there's nothing wrong with inscribing data into the Bitcoin blockchain, and I think it's cool. I mean, I plan to do that I want to try and do that with my next fake rare for the actual image data,
Mhm.
but don't pretend that it's the idea that this is the first time that we've ever had tokens on Bitcoin is very, like, that was a
Even first, I take first out, right? Because I don't use
yeah.
the word. Counterparty did most things first, but skip past that. Even if it was the first, which it's not, saying that because it's here, it's the platinum plus, and all the other off chain is down here, um, is disingenuous.
Yeah, I mean, the way I put it is that it's tantamount to saying that the McLaren F1 exists now, so everything that's not as sophisticated as a McLaren
Donkey
F1.
cart.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't count. It's like bullshit. Like, this is the evolution of technology and standards and whatnot. I mean, you know, do you still count a model, like, if you're saying that a Model T doesn't exist or wasn't a car? I
No,
mean,
it's worthless.
yeah, exactly.
And what happens is no one says that part. So when I force people into that conversation, and I did it at PubKey just for fun, just because there was a bunch of ordinals people there, and I had a couple of drinks in my system, and I had fun fucking with them. So I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man, because on chain really is like, and I was like, token is the art. Counterparty said so. Um, um, hey, what were you doing 2 years ago? Let me take a wild guess. Solana person, huh? Yeah, I started on Solana. I could tell. You smell like one of them motherfuckers. I can smell the sulfur in your lack of culture. That's why you don't respect nothing. And that's why there's a big difference. That's why I like Counterparty. The culture supersedes everything. The culture supersedes ego, supersedes rhetoric, and the history reinforces the culture. That's more important to me, personally, than the trivial things that we can argue about with the mechanics of something or the technology. I'm not a big tech guy. I have 2 semesters at 13th grade. I'm not smart enough to understand the nuance on the other side of the coin. What I will say is I like Counterparty. Everyone was just using AWS a second ago, or fucking Pinata. So let's not pretend all of a sudden we're a bunch of metadata maxis. We're fucking not. You're lying. Fucking lying. Just what it is. If IPFS and Arweave goes down, this space is fucked. It's kind of like when people say, man, it's going to replace the dollar. What? You think the dollar's backed by gunpowder? If the dollar disappears, you got way bigger problems in your crypto wallet. You got grocery store, you got roving bands of people who take what they want problems. You got way bigger problems. The dollar is fucking at zero. So it's important to keep reality firmly in our sights. And I think that I like the things that happened. I like the things that can happen. I like Counterparty as a place. I like the tokens. I'd like to continue doing that by participating in these collections. I am pissed off that I didn't do a Coco
Oh
because
man.
I was mad about Dust and I didn't want to do anything and I didn't believe in nothing. And what's the point? I will not miss out on rare goats. I'm gonna do a goat. Um, I feel I should have done a Wojak. I should have been done a fucking Dank. I got stuff that I want to do that relates to the things that I think are important. And I think that all of the things I just said are important. That has nothing to do with the price of XEP. That has nothing to do with the proliferation of marketplaces. That has nothing to do with the price of Bitcoin. I want to do those things because I think those things are important. And I think the people who also think those things are important are fucking cool. I think those are the kind of people that I should hang around. And I also do other chains. Like do stuff, have fun, hood rat shit with your friends. That's what this is all supposed to be about. If I was a different kind of person, I'd be coding away and ones and zeros and solving my problems. But I can't. I'm stupid. All I can do is write rap songs and make AI art and talk to smarter people than me and hope that something I make is of some relevance to what's going on.
Looking forward, so I know you said that you missed Rare Cocos, but like Wojak Way and Danks are still open. Like besides that, are there any other projects that you're looking at working on in the future? Or anything else you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I want to do goats, the rare goats, and I'm I'm down for that. I wouldn't mind doing something. So Solana isn't a place that I wanted to do art. I threatened to put this next project on Solana just to make the devs go faster. Because for a little bit they were like pandas who won't fuck, and it was really getting on my nerves. I was like, I'll put this fucking thing on Solana because it's fucking real. But I would do something for this. The slow Lana. I don't know if you probably can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would do something for that. That'd be fun. I did something for that. I did a couple of little fucking silly ones, White Walker and shit like that. I would do that, but I think that's ill. That's fun. That's it's funny. And I have another project that I just started working on. I'm writing for it now, and it's kind of based on how I've been feeling. And the name of the project is Gateway to Holiday Land. I wanted to pull it up so I didn't say it wrong. Gateway to Holiday Land. Remember Rambo, the first one?
Yeah.
In the very beginning, when he's walking, right before the sheriff picks him up, he walks over that bridge and goes through the arches. And it says, Gateway to Holiday Land. Welcome to Hope. And I thought about that the other day, and I was like, if motherfuckers was just nice to Rambo, he would still be in Hope, chopping wood, lending a hand. He never would have done none of that shit. He was looking for a diner. All you had to do was give him a place to go, have a sandwich, fucking chill out. He would have been there still. No fuss. That's when you got to fucking with him. You made him a terrorist. I don't know. I felt something in that. And I'm also looking for hope. And maybe that this has all been my gateway to Holiday Land. And I just wanted to make... I think that Dust is a cool project. I think it's a cool concept. But I don't think I said anything culturally relevant on that entire album. I don't think I said anything important on that entire album. I said things that were personal. They matter to me. But I don't think the ideas that I shared on that album really matter. So I think I should write an album full of things that matter. And I think that'll be a better use of my time and talent. And I'm back to making art. I don't like figuring out blockchains and arguing with devs and debating fucking weeded up kids in their fucking Birkenstocks that, will ask their daddy to still pay their mortgage for them. I don't want to debate those guys about things that I think are important when I live in this space on the real side. I live in this space on the dangerous side. I live in this space on the fuck wrong with Silk Road. I live on that side. I don't seek forgiveness from VCs. I'm not looking for normies to validate me. I think if people, and I talked about it earlier. I think if G Money is like, hey, Kane, that's all you're doing is fucking cool. I think you're on the right track. You know why? Because he don't give a fuck. I think when Robness is like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's good. Because you can't pay him to say that. He either does or he doesn't. There's no, you don't get him up out of Cybertruck without a good reason. I think when Skrilla goes fucking sick, that's when I know. That's when I know that I'm on the right track. I live here by the principles of the people who dropped me off, the principles of the people who onboarded me. And I was onboarded the right way. Decentralization is a must. Anonymity is a choice. Freedom over fucking everything. Freedom over your safety. Freedom over your kid's safety. Freedom over everything. Freedom. Freedom means other people can do things that make you uncomfortable because they are free to do it. Freedom means there's no reset button on the blockchain. Can't hit the shit and shake it like an Etch-a-Sketch and get a do-over. There's none of that. Immutable means immutable. So I'm here for that side. And I think a little bit more rebel energy is the rocket fuel that takes this to where it gotta go. Because culture didn't survive this long, acquiescing. It survived this long with punk rock energy making rocket fuel. I did a lot of talking. I did more talking than I normally do, and I normally talk a lot. There's a lot of talking, G.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. I'm also looking forward to seeing, gosh, we're in. I don't even know what series fakes we're in, but we've had some bangers put out this season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to also seeing just what comes up in fakes. There's incredible selection of artists that are always putting out stuff that's outstanding. So it's going to be interesting to see, again, also the future for Counterparty and where we go. So
I agree. While you're here, you want to here give you a little. Oh, there's no screen sharing. Oh fuck! I was about to show you something, boy.
Oh, let me see. Oh, actually, I can't.
Because we're recording. I'll show you after.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
But seriously, man, I want to say thank you. Just I know we did more talking before, and it's fine. Yeah. I knew we would. I'm good with that because that's it's real. It's the same. I appreciate these conversations because I value the opinions of the people who live here. The people who, when I say, yo, man, a rich man will burn my house down to piss off another neighbor with the smoke. You know what I'm talking about. When I try to explain that to other people, they don't live over here. They don't understand any of that. When I say when the elephants fight, the grass gets trampled, they don't understand any of that. Culture will prevail. Well, if you come from a cultureless chain, how can you understand any of that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
this is the place.
I mean, and it's a lack of the context and understanding of, like Rare Pepes and SOGs and all the stuff that came before. Like, this is a continuation in spirit of, Rare Pepes and whatnot. So
that's what I was trying to build with the Bitcoin audio.
Yeah.
We modeled it after fakes. Mm-hmm. Burn a token, submit your music, curated collection, and we were going to have like a everybody fuck around collection. Mm-hmm. And OGs tapped, like, we was ready to roll. We had a whole website. We have it still. I don't know where to put it. And I'm afraid to just throw it out there haphazardly, like I don't care what happens to it, because I do. It's not just my dream. It's other people's dream. I can't play crash test dummy with other people's dream. With my dream, I'm Bruce Willis. I'll jump out the window shooting backwards. I'm a daredevil. With other people's dream, I'm a big pussy. I'm not willing to risk it all with your dream. I'll risk it all with my dream. With your dream, I got to bring you back your money. At least bring you back your effort, bring you back what you put in. I can't let you take an L for trusting me with your dream. That's, this isn't your, like, this isn't investments. You give me some money for a stock, win, lose, or draw, I still get a fucking commission. Over here, we're not dealing in stock, we're dealing in dreams. The fuck I look like charging you a commission on your dream? It's like, no. I could never. Because the people who dropped me off and onboarded me didn't charge me a commission for mine. That's all I'm really doing, bro. I'm just giving y'all what I got. You know how I make AI art? You know who taught me how to do that? The guy Robness taught. You know where I got, I use Photomosh for everything you've ever seen me do. Robness gave me that. You know where I got style, how to make this? Skrilla showed me that. The ability to stand as an individual, even though not a lot of stuff looks like mine. I was watching X Copy. Be a good dude despite how this place is, Colby. There's a lot of people, I just learned by watching. Say the truth if it makes people uncomfortable. Hodl pig. I do the things that I feel are right. And I have examples of people who are like that. Whether it works out for me or not, it's irrelevant. It's not about me winning. It's just about me trying to do it the right way. So.
Well, yeah, well, it's certainly been fun talking to you. We've certainly covered a lot of territory there. I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing your work that you're working on in the future as well.
100%, man. Yo, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.